Hello, my name is Fiona, and I am a certified teacher and a Praxis coach with Study.com. Are you preparing for the Praxis Teaching Reading Elementary exam? This is Praxis test code 5205. This exam includes various subject areas from preschool to grade 6. Today we're focusing on the Phonics and Decoding category. Let's explore the types of questions you can anticipate on the exam. Question number 1. A teacher starts a game of I Spy with students. The teacher says, I spy something that starts with the letter F. The teacher most likely introduces this game to do which of the following? Encourage students to practice consonant digraphs. Assess students on their ability to recognize sight words. Show students that phonics can be fun. Or allow students to practice initial phonemes. Assessing students on their ability to recognize sight words is not the main focus of this game. Encouraging students to practice consonant digraphs is also not the aim. Showing students that phonics can be fun is a positive outcome, but not the primary purpose. The correct answer is to allow students to practice initial phonemes, as the game I Spy with a focus on starting letter helps students identify and practice initial sounds in words. Question number 2. Which of the following is the best strategy to use when teaching phoneme-grapheme relationships? Have students learn several letter-sound correspondences together. Have students practice writing the letter repeatedly while producing the sound aloud. Have students write sentences that show the relationship of the sounds. Or have students draw pictures of items with a letter-sound relationship. Having students learn several letter-sound correspondences together can be overwhelming and confusing. Having students write sentences that show the relationship of the sounds can be more advanced and not focused enough on the basic phoneme-grapheme relationship. Having students draw pictures of items with a letter-sound relationship is helpful, but may not directly reinforce the specific relationship. The best strategy is to have students practice writing the letter repeatedly while producing the sound aloud. This method directly connects the visual letter, the grapheme, with its corresponding sound, the phoneme, reinforcing the relationship through both writing and auditory repetition. Question number 3. Which of the following explains the purpose of explicitly teaching sight words to learners? Sight words are the building blocks of other words and must be taught before learners can master other words. Sight words are frequently used and may not follow regular phonetic pattern, so they must be taught so learners can become better readers. Sight words are the most important words in the English language, so they must be taught so learners can speak fluently. Or, sight words are complex and must be taught in isolation because they cannot be learned otherwise. Sight words are not necessarily the building blocks of other words, nor are they the most important words in the English language for speaking fluently. The complexity of sight words does not mean they must be taught in isolation. The correct explanation for the purpose of explicitly teaching sight words is that sight words are frequently used and may not follow regular phonemic patterns, so they must be taught to help learners become better readers. Question number 4. A teacher creates a center activity in which students use letter stamps to practice spelling non-decodable words in Play-Doh. Which of the following best identifies the rationale behind this activity? Stamping letters and words into Play-Doh involves decoding, which helps students with encoding. Stamping letters and words into Play-Doh engages many senses and learning styles, which helps students retain the words. Stamping letters and words into Play-Doh makes learning fun, which helps with classroom management. Or, stamping letters and words into Play-Doh incorporates collaboration, which helps students learn words. Stamping letters and words into Play-Doh involves decoding, but this is not the primary rationale behind this activity. Making learning fun helps with classroom management, and incorporating collaboration helps with learning words, but these are secondary benefits. The best rationale is that stamping letters and words into Play-Doh engages many senses and learning styles, which helps students retain the words. This multisensory approach enhances memory and understanding. I trust this video has helped clarify the types of questions you'll encounter in the Phonics and Decoding section of the Praxis 5205 exam. If you found this information useful, please like and subscribe to our channel. With Study.com's assistance, you'll be thoroughly prepared and primed for exam day. Best of luck, and goodbye for now.